Watch him out of the preliminary card. This is Stephen Almeida, a 6-fight veteran, making the walk, and his record is 1-5, Holly, but he has made the walk. He's made the weight 6 times. As an amateur as well, he is 7-0, all 7 wins coming by way of finish. He is absolutely dialed in for this fight. He knows this is supposed to be the coming out party for Paul Marguitas, but in my eyes, that makes him a bit more dangerous because, quite frankly, he has nothing to lose tonight, right?
Absolutely, and when somebody's got a record like 1-5, you never know what steps they took for that. Did they take these huge fights maybe a little too soon in their career? That it looks, you know, we have a teammate, man, her record was flip-flop, but she was so tough because it's just, she just took big fights right away, and that still is 6 fights that he has of experience, you know, as a professional fighter. So he might be able to take that experience and come in and start turning that record around.
Well, he looked absolutely cool and calm the whole week, this fight week, and enjoying, you know, the opportunity as well. And you said about the fights that he's had before. He's fought out of weight class. He's taken short notice fights. This one, he has had a full camp to get ready for this. He's come in shape, made the weight, looks ready, and for me, looks super relaxed and wanting to put on a show tonight against Paul Marguitas.
And now let's welcome to the stage, fighting in the red corner, Paul Prime Marguitas.
You can hear the excitement there.
Listen
Definitely
to the
their
pop.
hometown guy.
Well, look, this young man found mixed martial arts, like walked into the MMA lab and knew this is what he wanted to do. On his journey from going from the, you know, the amateurs to the elite team now in the MMA lab, he has built a huge following. A following because of his personality, because of his fight style, and also because of this community, the Romanians that are based here alongside the Arizona fans that have taken him to his heart. He looks every bit the part that he could be a future star. There was so much anticipation for this, Holly. And for me, the bit that has impressed me most isn't just who he's training with, you know, the people around him, the support he's got, but individually when I've spoken to him, just how calm he is. Like, this is destiny. This is what I'm supposed to do. I know I was going to make this walk. It just happens to be tonight, and I want to put on a show. He said something very nice. I want to give back to these people. This pro career is about, they followed me through the amateurs. Whatever my carve, my destiny in this pro career is about giving back to these fans that are going crazy now.
And you know, a lot of times with a certain type of fighter mindset like that, they take this support and this energy and it fuels them. And when you have this many people supporting you, it can actually, their belief in you can make you even believe in yourself more. That energy can be contagious, you know? You can start to feel like I'm something special, and they believe in me for a reason, and that's because I can do this, you know? So I'm excited to see this debut he's got and see how he performs.
Well, that support as well resonates across the continents into Europe. The Romanian flag he flies on his shoulder, that's his heritage. His brother Dre by his side throughout this whole journey. And there have been people fly from Romania because they know about this kid to come and witness this. So, set and ready we are for his pro debut. This, the tail of the tape. 1 year younger is Paul Marguitas. He will have a height and reach advantage. Let's get this one underway. Let's hand it now to Michael Vale.
Let's get the action started. Our next bout is in the UFL featherweight division, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Sponsored by Lifted Trucks. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, official weight 144.4 pounds. He has a professional record of 1 win, 5 losses. From Tijuana, Mexico, representing Entram Gym. Please welcome Stephen Almeida. And now his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 6 feet tall, official weight 145.8 pounds. He is making his pro debut here tonight. From Phoenix, Arizona, by way of Romania, representing MMA Lab, let's welcome Paul Prime Marguitas. The referee in charge, Ryan Brueggemann.
Set and ready we are for Featherweight contest. Steven Almeida from Ecuador in the blue corner, blue shorts, taking on Paul Marguites. Paul Prime Marguites making his professional debut. What a response, Holly. When have you heard that for somebody making their pro debut?
It can make you feel like you got a lot of energy, and when you're on the other side of it, you think, well, I'm going to prove them wrong, you know? So you can use it either way you want, if you're on the receiving end of it or not.
And Steven Almeida does have heavy hands. Like I said, as an amateur, finished all 7 of his fights. All of those were by way of finish, and 5 before the second round as well. Stiff jab there from Marguites. Little cup kick. And while they take that break, the new weapons that you have as well. When I spoke to him about training, and he's talking about in certain positions being allowed to knee to the head, being allowed to use elbows. It changes the game, right? It's like having a limited vocabulary, and then suddenly you can speak 3 or 4 different languages all at once.
Especially because I'm sure he trains it in practice. You know,
he's
to be able to do more, right,
yeah.
right, and then to finally be able to use all those tools.
Yeah.
I feel like you have just more freedom in there.
Looking comfortable though, and you can hear the chants, the cheers of the fans. Incredible amount of support. Almeida's got that nice left hand, nice long jab. And when you're giving up range, what's the keys to getting inside?
You know, you got to keep your feet underneath you. You don't want to be, you know, reaching so far to where you're lunging and then you're off balance and you can't, you know, you might be able to land one punch like that, but how do you follow up? So you got to bring your feet with you if you're going to move in. And also not to make it look like you're charging, here I come.
Yeah.
Oh, did it fit in there? Got that.
Yeah, nice entry on that, and the body lock. And this is the other thing about Paul Marguites. He is this generation where he has come in as a mixed martial artist. He walked through that gym and everything was about mixed martial arts, not just about jiu-jitsu, not about wrestling, not about kickboxing.
Yeah, learning it all from the get-go.
And for me, that takes away the bit where you've got to learn how to transition between the two, right? It's just part of what you do.
Becomes natural reaction.
Almeida able to stay on his feet so far. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left of round number 1.
They're really in that 50-50 position. Almeida could turn him around and put Marguites back on the cage too.
Oh, there's an elbow.
Cage control is the art of its own. And to be able to control and strike, that can be a skill set that's learned over time too. I like to see what they do here.
So Marguites trying to reap the leg, yeah. Almeida though doing well, fighting for the head position, yeah. Now turns it round.
There he goes.
Oh, solid.
He's keeping good head position there.
Oh, and he's gone for the takedown.
Got the takedown.
What a trip. Stepping over, this is huge for Almeida. You can hear the chants of "Let's go, Paul." Trying to turn this position around. It's like some sort of twister game, right?
But yeah. I think he's just holding there so he can't get his back, really.
Now
there
works his way out. Listen to the crowd there. Oh, he elevates him. Oh, dumps him on his head. Wow. Almost sent him back to Ecuador. 1 minute, 15 seconds left. Big breath there from Almeida on the bottom. $50 seconds, under a minute now. Paul working his way across. What I like about Paul is, and sometimes when you see these fighters move from amateur to professional, and especially with this amount of support, they rush positions. They're so keen to get the finish for everybody outside the cage. His patience that's quite impressive, right?
Yes, you can, especially in a pro debut. Oh, he's reaching for the Darce.
There we go. He might have this. He might have this. He's got the leg wrapped up already.
Looks like Almeida's got a little bit of space there to breathe.
Thumbs up to the referee. With little adjustment of the grip there.
I think he's out.
Wow. And going for it again. Working now, fighting those legs. This could be it. Final seconds.
He's gonna make it.
Survival mode for Almeida. That felt like a long 10 seconds for me. How did that feel for Almeida?
I think the actual clock on here said like 1 second too, so I think that threw me off. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. Wow. What a first round. And Almeida gave as good as he got. He got the takedown first, then Paul getting that reversal, locking up that submission. There's the first entry.
They both had good moments in this round. Feel like Marguitas did more to edge this round, but
closest to finishing the fight for sure.
Almeida had some moments, but just not dominating enough.
Oh, there we go. There's the takedown. And he might have thought he had this. And again, when you're that close, you're thinking to finish. The adrenaline, the pressure you put, that lactic acid starts filling those arms.
He reached for it pretty quick too.
Sets we are for round number 2 here at UFL 6. Paul Marguitas.
Got that first round in the books. Feeling comfortable.
Yeah, first 5 minutes as well, right? That's different as well, moving from those 3-minute rounds to 5.
I'm sure he trains 5 minutes in the gym all the time.
Oh,
nice head kick.
Almeida caught it.
Oh.
And now, is he a mount? He's made it to mount. Oof. In 30 seconds of round number 2, Marguitas in a
got
dominant.
both of those hooks in too.
And that hit burying in, displacing the breathing of Almeida. You see Benson Henderson in the corner there. John Crouch behind. Look how relaxed John Crouch looks.
Reverse.
Oh, might work for the triangle here.
Uh-oh.
He's working for the triangle. Oh, this would be huge. Almeida manages to get out. Still the chance of let's go, Paul. Ring out. Almeida in a good position here. Definitely not come to make this an easy night for Marguitas.
He's got that backside arm trap, so it's going to be hard, hard for Marguitas to, get his back to the cage to try to get up.
And he's putting his weight right on him as well. Now he's changed that position a little.
Yeah, he's making it to where he can't turn right and he can't turn left.
And it all started from that head kick. It did connect with Almeida. He caught the kick.
It's not often that people catch a head kick either. That's usually more off the body.
I don't even think he knew he'd caught it until the second. But this again, another strong outing from Almeida. Didn't read the script that he's supposed to just come in.
And another reversal.
But that's a beautiful reversal.
The first 2 fights, they weren't using the cage like that with their feet. They were kind of just sticking them there. That's what you got to do. You got to try and rock and roll.
Now halfway through round number 2. Marguitas in another good position. Working for the back. Almeida did well not to let him get that hook in. Setting the hooks. Oh, now he's over. Can Almeida turn into him? That would be huge.
Almeida's on top now.
Solid elbow there. That's the other thing. It's nice to have the weapons, but you also get them used against you, right?
Right, yeah. Almeida needs to pry those arms off of his head so that he can posture up and throw some more elbows. Because Marquitas, he wants to sit here and stay comfortable.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to get hit. You got to pry those hands off. Let your own strikes go when you're on top.
And with this body lock from the bottom, I mean, he's attaching himself to his opponent. Doesn't look like Paul wants to stand up, right?
Right here's very hard. When your head is kinked like that, you're pushed up against the cage like that, it's hard to get up from those positions. You're gonna have to let go of something. You gotta get your legs moving, be able to get along the cage, this is a very hard position with your head against the cage like this. You don't have a lot of room to posture up, to move your hips.
Uncomfortable, even breathing,
He's got a little more of a better angle here now to work with.
But 45 seconds.
And there goes Almeida. Almeida's doing this on purpose. He's repositioning, putting his head up against the cage. It makes it very hard to get up.
Again, knows what he's doing. 6'5" veteran. Referee seems pretty content with him here as well. And again now, he's got the body triangle from bottom. But for me, that doesn't show that he's looking for a submission. Doesn't show he's looking to get back
right,
up.
You're gonna have to let go of that to get up. He's just staying safe till this round is over.
There we go.
That was a lot better round for Almeida. Marquitas still had good moments in that round too, but Almeida wound up kind of turning it more to his game at the end of that.
But we'll see some of the action here now. There's the head kick. He kind of caught it. It was suddenly eating some toes.
And then on the end, Marquitas wound up on top anyway. But these scrambles, they both reverse each other more than once.
I think this is also, we just missed there the turnaround from where the body lock, and he was setting it for the rear naked, but Almeida just was able to twist inside and see out the rest of the round. It makes it interesting. Potentially around a piece here. You see Benson Henderson and John Crouch talking to Paul Marquitas in the flip side, a very cerebral corner there with Almeida. Five minutes to settle this one. Will it be a dream start in the pro ranks for Paul Marquitas? Can Almeida upset what would be a huge party here in Arizona? Oh, nice right hand. Almeida's got that kind of loose style, right? It just flows.
Yeah, he's both of them actually are kind of throwing one, maybe two punches. I'd like to see a combo from one of them, a clean combo.
Again, that head kick was there for Marquitas. Maybe set it up with some hands.
Almeida, I think, is waiting to kind of counter. Kind of waiting for Marquitas to come in a little bit. It's a nice jab by Marquitas.
I do like that shot from Marquitas. It's simple but effective, keeps him at range, keeps that connection. You can build off the back of a jab as well, right?
Absolutely. And a clean jab, if you stay clean with your punches, it's going to be a little harder to counter anyway. And Almeida is waiting, kind of waiting to throw those hooks, trying to kind of counter over these strikes. Almeida's leaning back a little bit, which makes him kind of be on his heels. So if Marquitas was to, kind of go forward after the first or second strike, he might have Almeida on his heels, and Almeida might have a hard time trying to counter with that.
3 minutes, 20 seconds now left in this third round between these two. Feels like a much more fundamental round from Marquitas, just sticking to the basics. He's mixed it up in there. They've tried some transitions. They've had the takedowns, they've had the moments, they've gone for the submissions.
Nice right hand.
But now he's just using the basics, right, which is what everything is based on. Again, when you're seeing these young fighters come through and they've had those hard rounds, sometimes emotion comes into play, right? But there's none in Paul Margita's. He's just staying professional, staying on the job, looking to get this round done. That's impressive.
He's having 6 fights in there. You've seen a lot of different styles, and he doesn't look too, you know, too shocked or worried, but kind of keeping composure still, trying to land those strikes. But Paul, if he's keeping those long jabs, he's making it hard for Almeida to be able to come in and do much.
He's dictating the range now, right? And that's the fight.
He's got the long reach, and he's got the legs to do it. You might as well utilize that and keep that space. And maybe after the last round, with Almeida having some good exchanges and on the ground and in those scrambles, maybe he doesn't even want to get there. He wants to stay up here, be a technician on his feet. We'll see what happens. It's right there with Almeida leaning back. He can be vulnerable.
Would you look to let the cage help you control that space as well? You know, back him up a little closer to it?
Yeah, you know, Almeida's doing a pretty good job at still moving. If Margie just wanted to really pin him on the cage, maybe right, left, and you kind of back him up, you kind of, you know, almost corner him a little bit. But I think that with the fights that he's had, Almeida probably feels that presence of the cage, and he's not really letting himself get too backed up on it. So he starts to circle out anytime he gets close.
Final minute now.
I do feel Paul has been dictating the pace a little better here in this round.
Much more controlled, and again, even utilizing his anatomical advantages, that length, those longer legs, those longer strikes.
It's a nice right hand by Paul right there.
Oh, desperate,
long
desperate.
shot.
Look at that, good control. He's looking for a knee to the head. That would be a new option for him, but great work there from Paul Margita's not to fire that. Final 25 seconds. Solid round from Paul Margita's, and I feel having those guys in this corner, I'm assuming just because of the change in tactics completely, just going back, staying disciplined, that was the difference, right?
Yeah, round 2, Almeida wound up getting the better of some of those scrambles. So I'm sure they told Paul, hey, keep your distance, keep it clean, show control of the cage, keep control of the range, and pick the shots you want to do. And he did that. I mean, I'm thinking that's what they said anyway. They did a good job at getting in and keeping that space.
We'll go with it. We'll stick to that. Stick mind reading and Holly Ho's skills as well.
You never know. And you never know if that was the game plan from the get-go.
Yeah,
they probably said, hey, will you go back to what we said before the fight?
What we've trained for 12 weeks. How about that? But look, this is some of the scrambles, and again, what a fun fight. And Almeida played his part in it as well. You know, we still got to go to the judges' scorecards, but some of those scrambles, the transitions, there were ways he could get out of this fight, this being one of them. If he wanted out, you know, get the check and go home, but he stayed in there and gave Paul Margita's one hell of a fight. And here's that head kick again. This is round number 2.
There's one of the reversals.
So many fun positions. And again, 15 minutes. I know all fighters would love that 10-second highlight knockout, but for Paul Margita and the first step in his pro journey to have 15 minutes in the cage against an awkward, tough opponent, that's hugely valuable, right?
I remember the first time I went actually like 5-minute rounds. I was glad because I knew I could, and it gave me 5 rounds of actual, you know, cage time. And you can learn a lot from that, know that, and have the confidence.